Welcome to New Haven Communications. My name is Thomas Maynard. Today we are talking with the creator of Project Blackfin, an art exhibition that will be at Thimble Island on April 6th. And here he is, Gianni Hyam. Everybody.
Hey, hello. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's happy we're able to finally get this done. Yeah. Yeah. I look forward to actually seeing the exhibit next week when it comes out.
It's gonna be cool. It's a lot of work that we put in.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a cool time.
Yes.
Very different.
If you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go.
What inspired you to create Project Blackfin? Was there a particular story, myth, or moment that sparked the idea?
So with this, we started it in it was December 21st. It was like me and my partner Vic Byrne. We're both huge outdoors people. We like going outside and things like that, and fishing, hiking, whatever. And there wasn't a lot to do, so we wanted to kind of get this ball rolling on an art show. And I haven't done anything in such a long time, and why not? Let's try doing something cool. Let's try to do something weird. And I'm huge into like local legends and like cryptids and stories and just like Connecticut folklore. And this is kind of like an amalgamation of all those things, like old sailor stories and sea serpents.
Right, those are always cool things to hear about, and it's. I think it's better because I'm not a guy that likes to read. So I'm not going to open a book to read about it, but I like the idea of seeing it and seeing how people interpret it through different mediums.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll see next week at your exhibit.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think of next week.
Bro, time flies when you're having fun.
I know, yeah.
Your description mentions natural folklore and cosmic humor. How do these themes manifest in the exhibit, and what emotions do you hope to invoke in the audience?
So with cosmic horror, it's more of like it's an idea. It's an all-encompassing thing of things that you can't really understand. It doesn't have to be like Lovecraftian or things like that. It doesn't have to be things like that. It just is, and it isn't at the same time. And I love that concept of things that we can't comprehend and things that we know of, but also like, how does the human body work? How does a fish work? Why does fish breathe water? Or breathe water? Why do we breathe air? Like it doesn't make sense, but it just is. And kind of making these ideas of these stories and these concepts and making them into these really gritty pieces of art it's a fun idea, and it's something I think about every time I go out, and whenever I'm on the kayak in the Sound, or if I'm hiking like Sleeping Giant or like the Farm River or anything like that. You feel very small, but also like huge at the same time.
Right.
So having your own kind of stories to go off of is like.
And this exhibit's trying to like interpret the stories of these people that are doing the art in a way.
Yep.
The name Project Blackfin carries an air of mystery. What does it symbolize in the context of your work?
So there's a really cool story that I had fishing. It was kind of the how the name Blackfin came around. Was I was fishing at the at Milford Gulf, and it was probably 2 summers ago or something. And one of my reels just started ripping, like it was smoking. And I look over and I just see this tail, like this long whip tail, and it had a black tip at the end of it. And it was a brown shark. I had actually hooked into a brown shark in Milford. And I was thinking about it. I was like, Blackfin sounds really cool. Like and then we put that on the logo. We put the Blackfin on the skull and crown, the Jolly Roger. But yeah, that's how that name came around. And it also opens up for future shows and stuff, different iterations of Blackfin, black something. And that's kind of how that went.
Is there going to be any art at the exhibit that reflects Blackfin in any way, or?
Yeah, there is. And the other concept that a lot of people have been telling me of of the name. It reminds them of like an old galleon, like the
Mhm.
name of a galleon. And when people when people started telling me about that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, what if we made the name of the show into like as if you're going on to like you're boarding onto
Right,
the
yeah.
ship. So that's how that kind of came about too.
And you mentioned this at the beginning when we were talking,
Mhm.
this walk-in painting. Can you describe a little bit about what that is and how that came about and what audiences can expect when they show up and
Yeah.
walk through that?
So I didn't the thing about like art shows nowadays is it's just canvas on walls, right? Like
Right,
there's a majority of shows where you just go and it's just canvas on wall and it's not really immersive. You don't really feel like you're there. You don't feel like you're in a different area. You don't feel like it's just an art
right.
show. And so I had this idea of what if we went out and bought a 10-foot by 17-foot carport tent and turned it into a walk-through painting where we would like we decorate the inside, paint the inside of it, and it'll almost feel like one of those the tunnels that you walk through at the aquarium where the whole thing's
Oh
like
yeah,
covered. Like that was the concept for it. And yes, you'll expect that with some cool lighting and very like immersive claustrophobia of it, almost
And-
like a haunted house
right.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
that's going to be the entrance of the whole exhibitor.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the entrance when they open the doors at Thimble.
Mhm.
The tent takes up the entire doorway.
Wow.
So when it opens, it's just gonna be a flat black surface. So it's gonna be cool, and it's
Yeah, that'll be very interesting.
yeah, it's
And that reminds me of a similar thing that I've seen. I was up with my grandparents in Rhode Island for spring break,
mhm.
and we went to the new Bedford Whaling Museum,
Oh, the place is awesome.
and
Yeah,
they have this room. I'm assuming it's kids and things from schools around the area made these jellyfish, and you walk in,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
exactly what you described, but it reminded me of just a fever dream,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. A lot of people don't like those, like the walkthrough things, but I was like to get that effect of like as I we were talking about before, the whole void and brine thing.
Right?
Like it's the ocean's a void. Like
Exactly.
it's the ocean is an absolute void. And oh yeah, I kind of glossed over that question. I'm sorry. The like you were asking me what void and brine means
Hmm.
was what I was saying is the ocean's it's big.
Yeah.
It's unimaginably big and brine is anywhere you have water and anywhere you have salt, you have brine.
Right.
So it's the visual and the smell kind of put in one. That was the concept behind it.
Now, one thing, it might sound a little weird me asking this,
Yeah.
but is there gonna be any sort of the smell aspect as you go into that
that'd be
that
that'd be cool.
if
That'd
you
be
give the
really
ocean
cool.
scent
I don't
and
think the brewery would like that. Maybe
no, maybe not.
maybe I can get them to bring out some what do they call it? Mash? No, that's distilling. They could bring out the oats or whatever they're
Yeah.
using back there.
Just get the scented candles, that could work.
Yeah, that's probably much easier.
The exhibit features a mix of media from digital illustration to cinematography. How do these different forms of art contribute to the immersive experience?
Okay. The majority of it's painting. Like the majority of it is definitely on my end. Vic's end. I haven't seen any of Vic's work yet, but I know it's incredible. Um, but the cinematography of it, I've been doing these little like video trailers for a few months now, and we did this project called the Adventure Series, where it's a geocaching initiative where people can actually look at these videos and visit the website and go to the adventure tab, and on the adventure tab there's coordinates. So people go out in the woods or on the shoreline, they find these actual geocaches that have a golden coin in them, and people can actually exchange that coin for a customized painting, a plaque, and a print of their choice at the show.
Wow.
So that was kind of the leading force behind the cinematography things was to um kind of get that feeling, get people feeling adventurous and wanting to go out kind of go exploring and things like
Right.
that.
So like not only entice people to come to the show
Yeah.
and see what's offered, but explore Connecticut and
Yeah.
do things. And that's kind of exactly what we try to do here on New Haven
Mhm.
Communications. We promote businesses and things to not only make New Haven a better place to be, but sort of get the word out there that there are these things
Yeah.
that people don't know about.
Yeah. No, there's a
Mm.
lot of cool stuff around the state that people just don't know about.
Right.
Even like the river systems, and even though with Connecticut all the river systems flow next to highways, there's still areas that you can go that are like super remote and super cool, super quiet. Around here, not so much because it's so condensed,
Right.
but there's still cool things to go find and like go do.
Right. I mean, getting out towards northern Connecticut and more up that area, that's where all those
Yeah,
better spots would be.
yeah. But there, not to say that there's no like
No,
cool
of course.
spots around here.
Yeah,
There's God, there's plenty.
of course.
Sleeping Giant on its own is massive, and
Yeah.
it's so much fun
I've
to go
never
to.
seen like people have always told me that you could see the giant in the thing.
Yeah,
Only just a couple of weeks ago when I was out that way, I could see the
yeah,
actually see the giant. I'm like, there it is. I see it
yeah,
now,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
The story of that
Very
place is really cool too. If you ever look at the Quinnipiac story, like the actual Quinnipiac
mm.
stories of Sleeping Giant, it's super super cool.
How does the setting of the opening show, Thimble Islands, enhance the experience of Project Blackfin? Will the location play a role in how the exhibit is presented?
It's a really good question. First of all, I love Thimble Island Brewing Company. Like they've come such a long way. Um, their beer is incredible. Everybody, the whole staff there is incredible. Uh, I've been working with Jackie over there, and she's been fantastic this whole time. But they have this this nautical theme there. They rebranded a couple of years ago, from having like the knot logo, and then now it's the cup with the tentacle around it, and they have that huge um tentacle mural there now, and it's awesome. I wish I knew the name of the artist that did it. But if you're watching this, you did a good job. Um, but that was kind of the concept was,
Right.
I'm trying to match up the aesthetics of both shows, or not both show, but like me and
Hmm.
where it's gonna be happening. And Thimble, it was just a no brainer. Like that, they make
Yeah.
amazing product. People are super nice, and the aesthetics just match up perfectly.
And that's all you could ask for, I think, in a show, trying
Yeah,
to get people who fit with what your vibe is trying to be put out.
right, exactly.
Your description speaks of shadowy corridors. Can you give us a glimpse into the world visitors will be stepping into?
How can I explain it? I'm gonna try to explain it without giving away too much. The shadowy corridors is definitely referring to the tent because it's gonna be a pretty dark space.
Right.
Um, but everything's a shadowy corridor. Like if you go into the woods, like if you're fly fishing in the woods or something, like there's everywhere you go is shadowy. Like it's an unknown presence everywhere. And that was kind of the feel. We wanted to have that feel of not quite claustrophobia, but that looming
Right.
presence. And you find that everywhere with nature, like everywhere in nature, and it's great. I
Right.
love that feeling.
Especially in the ocean, I think when you get like deep in the ocean, you get that looming presence of that big shark or octopus that's
Yeah,
gonna come
yeah,
after you
yeah,
at the first sight.
yeah. What do they say? The Mariana Trench is like, it's like how many? It's deep.
It's on screen.
It's deep. Yeah,
I put it on screen
yeah,
so you can read the caption.
yeah. The Empire. It's some number of Empire State Buildings
Yeah.
deep, and I don't remember.
Well, I can put that on screen in here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I understand that Project Blackfin is also supporting the Save the Sounds initiative. How does this partnership align with the themes of the exhibition, and how can attendees contribute to the cause?
Great. The Save the Sound, like just absolutely incredible people, incredible charity, incredible all around. They've done so much for the sound. Back like 2013, 2014, the sound was not doing good. It was like super polluted, and um and they did it. They made it like habitable again, and for people to come together and make it that big of a difference in such a huge area of water. It's almost like unforeseeable. Like you can't expect that from anybody.
Oh,
And but yeah, for every painting sold, every print sold, every donation and every sponsorship, a portion of that gets put towards the Save the Sound initiative. And also, we're having this is actually the first time I'm saying this on camera. Is we were only supposed to have one charity auction, but we had one person that was doing our the adventure series, the geocache series.
hmm.
They wanted their coin to be put up for auction, so we're actually having two charity auctions. And with that, 100% of both auctions are going to be going to Save the Sound, as well as the person that wins the auction is going to get a free painting of their choice of topic and however they would like it done. And Save the Sound also gets a painting from us too. So both parties benefit from it, and times two. Now there's two of them.
That's good. The more the merrier, that's what they always say.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
It's
more that the sound can have help with, and the
yeah.
better.
The Connecticut needs more conservationists. It needs a lot more help with our waterways, with the way that our river systems are set up along the highways and everything. It doesn't lead to anything good. I've been on the Naugatuck River before, like Linden Park and Naugatuck, and ever since they had that big flood up that way, just like absolutely devastating flood, and all the way down the Naugatuck River, there's just garbage and things like that. And speaking of which, speaking of Linden Park, after the show, we had to cancel the event before because we just needed time to make
Right.
stuff for the show. But after the show, we're actually going to be doing a river cleanup at Linden Park. So we're going to be getting some people down there with waders and buckets and see how much garbage we can pull out and make an impact and try to do some good.
Exactly. If everybody can just pitch in, even if it's for a day, for an hour,
Yeah,
it'll make everything better.
yeah.
The exhibition explores both beauty and horror in the natural world. Why do you think people are drawn to the unknown, even when it invokes fear?
It's a really good question. So, are you familiar with whale fall?
Not particularly, no.
So it's one of the coolest happenings in nature. It's when a whale passes away and it goes through the stages of decomposition. On the surface, it's floating and it's being eaten by sharks, this, that, and the other thing, and eventually it'll burst. And when it bursts, all that air comes out, and the whale falls all the way to the bottom of the ocean. And where it's picked up by detritivores and crabs and such. And in the end, you're left with just bones, like completely just bone. But that whole life cycle, that's actually one of the biggest um or most important things in this show is that concept of the beauty between life and death. Like there's beautiful things that come out of it, because on one hand, um this what like 6-7 ton animal like passes away, unfortunately, but then the amount of blubber and meat on that thing, it'll feed so many other creatures. And having that push and pull, it's a really really interesting concept to go by. And
Right.
it's terrifying, like, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely horrifying, but also having deep sea creatures being able to live off of it, being able to live off of the nutrients that it has.
Right. So you're trying to combine these beautiful ideas
Hmm.
with the horrific scene, if you would.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that works. It'll make it, I think, easier for people to digest when they think of those ideas going forward.
yeah. And it's not like, oh, it's
Right.
not like a completely terrifying show. There's nothing that's going to jump out at you. There's nothing that's going to like elicit that much of a response. But the themes are definitely pretty
Right.
dark.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm thinking more towards not necessarily the traditional horror clowns and things jumping at you. I'm thinking more towards like the scarcity of the unknown, if you would. Like
Yeah, yeah.
people being scared of things they haven't seen or they can't see.
Yeah,
Or things coming like for example, it's similar to the fear of like death or things of that nature, if you would.
yeah, it's that looming, like, it's not a, like a Five Nights at Freddy's scare, it's more of like a Silent Hill scare, but in, like, video game terms. It's
Right.
environmental and not direct.
Exactly.
No.
What do you hope people take away from Project Blackfin? Is there a particular feeling or message you want them to leave with?
Support your environment. That's the biggest thing. We're so wrapped up nowadays with politics and it's everyday happenings, and we're so busy all the time, and we forget that we're here. Like when you step outside your house, like you're putting your feet in soil every day, and like you're drinking the water that's around you. Like it's
Right.
and we forget, we take that for granted so consistently. And I really want people to understand that these things they're blessings. It's what keeps us alive. And the fact that they're being polluted and taken advantage of, it's a spit in the face to the thing that gives
Right.
us literal life.
And in a way, it's like some things I think about sometimes is we're lucky enough to have it when there's how many people in the world that
Don't.
can't have
Yeah.
it or don't have it for whatever reason,
Yeah. Yep.
you know?
And we got people throwing like propane tanks and dumping their old oil and stuff in it. We have huge corporations like the Connecticut River. I won't say the company, but it was polluted with PCEBs. I might need to get fact checked on that, but it was microchips. They were dumping the chemicals that they were using for microchips,
Wow.
and the huge, like, cancer causing, awful. You still can't eat fish out of the Connecticut River because of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's people need to take more care of what they're doing.
And you mentioned a little bit about what's next with the cleanup.
Mhm.
Would you like to tell the audience a little bit about what's next after this show happening?
Debating if I want to or not.
You don't have to if you don't want to. We can leave that up to
I
we
kind of
can leave that up to
do.
part two when people.
I kind of do though.
All right.
So we have here's what I'll do.
All right.
Instead of giving you a definitive answer for what comes next, we're trying to make it up the East Coast. We're starting in Connecticut. We want to end up in like Providence, Rhode Island. We want to end up in Cape Cod, and we want to go all the way up the East Coast or New England coast to Bar Harbor, Maine. But the two concepts that we have for the next shows, because they're going to be different themes
Mm-hmm.
each show, is Black Spore, which is based on fungal or fungi, and Black Hatch, which is based on aquatic bugs like mayflies and
Yeah.
stoneflies, things like that. Those are the two concepts that we're kind of going over. So it's not official yet, but that's what we're trying to go with.
And if you would like to tell the audience the details on where to see the show
Sure.
and when to come check it out.
Sure. So Project Blackfin is going to be coming to Thimble Island Brewing Company April 6th this year. It's a one-day event. It is from 2:00 p.m. until 8:00 p.m. You might want to get there a little bit early because we do have an opening ceremony that's going to be happening at 1:53 p.m. It's a 7-minute thing leading up to 2:00. You can reach us on our website, www.projectblackfin.com. Pretty much every social, just search Project Blackfin, you'll find us. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We're not on TikTok as much as we should be, but we are on there too. But yeah, it's gonna be a cool event. It's gonna be going towards a fantastic cause. And shout out Vic Byrne, Vicky underscore B on Instagram. She is my partner in all this. She's a guest artist, incredible artist, incredible person. Shout out to Thimble Island Brewing Company, Rise Dispensaries, who's the biggest sponsor of the show. And yeah, we'll see you at the show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was
Yeah.
fun. This is really cool.
And I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's video. We hope you'll leave a like. We hope you subscribe. I hope to see you guys at the show. I'll be there getting some film. And be sure to come back for part number 2, which will be a showcase of the actual event. And we'd like to give a special thanks to East Haven Public Television for letting us use their studio space as they always do. Great people to work with, great people here. So we'll catch you next time on New Haven Communications. We'll see you.